Hello, everyone. It's precisely 11:15 p.m. at night. Um, so, excuse me. Thankfully, a few people spread the word, but I didn't get any help at all today. For a hotel room, but thankfully, the skies look like as if they're clear, and you know, the skies look clear right now, but it rained earlier today, but I thought they said it was supposed to rain again tonight and then rain tomorrow and Wednesday, but not Thursday, but it's supposed to rain again Friday. So um so I'm not feeling well at all. I don't even know if it's the rain in my socks. Like me being forced to be in like my wet socks, wet dirty socks all day. And then so now excuse me, my throat feels like extremely irritated, and like as if I feel a lot of mucus, and it feels like mucus and scratchy, and it feels like I'm on the verge of like a sore throat. It's like I'm like, as if people will say, it feels like I'm coming down with something, but I took, like, with my dinner, I took my my you know my green supplement, and my I took my green supplement and my bentonite clay. So, like, this morning before I left out of the hotel room, I had excuse me. This morning before I left out of the hotel room, I had the couple of snacks that I bought yesterday, the small bag of chips, excuse me, and a small little biscotti kind of thing, I had that this morning, almost back to back with the lunch. And I was like trying to get to the academy, but the rain came, and then I ended up, soon as it wasn't raining really at all when I checked out of the hotel, but shortly after I checked out of the hotel, it started like sprinkling a little bit, and within a few minutes it started regular raining, and quickly it started pouring. And so I had to hurry up and run in Walgreens to get me some rain ponchos and a couple of other things. And then and then it was raining so bad, it was raining so hard. And so then I went to the Asian buffet, and the lunch at the Asian buffet, it was cheaper than my doggone dinner. Even though cheaper by by $1 and something, So at the Asian buffet, for some reason, my appetite wasn't really that big, but I had like, one plate of regular food, and then the second plate, I just had a little bit of pudding and like 4 slices of oranges, and I haven't had fresh oranges in a long time. And so I had been, pushing myself to try to eat more, have the opportunity where I can eat more fresh, fruits and vegetables or salads or whatever. And I guess the buffets have been kind of helping me to motivate myself that way. So, I just made like a quick decision to run to the buffet place to get out of the rain. And then they had this Hispanic perp that came and sat right behind me at the table behind me with dirty clothes, and he was perping with the red hoodie. And so, he made me feel like uncomfortable, the whole time. But yeah, my appetite for some reason wasn't that huge. But so then like my average, it seems like me being homeless, and like before that, see, they got a perp standing by trying to distract me. So me before that thing started in 2020, I could be able to buy, like, more. Me being here in New Orleans, I used to be able to get a filling breakfast for sometimes 99 cents or $2. And now that it'd be like $3 or $4.99. But at the Keys Fuel Mart place in Gretna, not the workers really, but a lot of the customers, gangs start really heavy, and the place is very small, and the perps crowd me up really bad, And then, they don't really have a seating area where I could sit down, so, and a lot of the time they'd be to run out of the food anyway. So it's hard for me to find, that's the only place on the West Bank or in Gretna that I know where I could get like a filling meal for like a dinner plate for like $4 or $5. But sometimes if I try to go there, they'd be like, "Oh, we're out," So, and then I don't have where I can sit down and eat. Excuse me. And so, I don't eat. I try to make a conscious decision to not eat McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes, Taco Bell, Wendy's, because excuse me, it would be a bad thing to be addicted to food, and I'm, financially struggling, and then that's Illuminati food, So, and I even felt like I don't even be liking when I'm cornered and where I will have no choice but to order Domino's or something, But I haven't had Pizza Hut since 2018, and before then, I don't even remember when the last time I had Pizza Hut. And I seldom order, I have not ordered Papa John's in I don't know how long. Excuse me, I don't even remember. It's been years since I ever ordered Pizza Hut or Papa John's. So, excuse me, but, sometimes I'm cornered in predicaments where I will have no choice but to order Domino's. But it's not often, but, so, excuse me. So I mean, well, so now, I try to, now that I'm not on psych medications anymore, and I don't really eat like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever anymore. I'm able to, and I'm able to have much better control over my appetite. But in certain high stress situations, sometimes I might feel depressed and might eat like ice cream to help me feel better. But like I'm don't have like a weakness for gluttony much anymore like I used to when I was on psych medications. So I can nowadays, it took a long time to recover. Excuse me, but nowadays I can eat a standard meal and get full. And sometimes, like, if I end up getting too full, so, but the online perps trying to control me falsely assume that for me to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner is gluttony, or that it's wrong. So, and they get that from my twin sister, who's also obese. And there is nobody really to call her out on her hypocrisy. And say, well, Brandy, you're fat and overweight too. You always cooking or you always associating with some food. How you going to talk about your twin sister? I mean, for her to have her cult followers, flying monkeys, calling me fat and greedy, how come she picked out an overweight girlfriend to be with? Excuse me. So I was disappointed and shocked that that just simply like a sandwich and some baked beans, or was the baked beans or pork and beans, a sandwich and pork and beans and a drink costed more than the Asian buffet. And that man, the very second I walked in, excuse me, I didn't even realize that they raised the prices at Dickie's barbecue pit. And the man straight up told me off his own mind before I could even open my mouth. Like, how did he know that that was exactly what I was craving or wanted? But I really don't. I mean, it's been a long time since I ever had, and I seldom get to have like brisket in the same way that I seldom get to have steak. I'm sorry, it sound like the boat's passing by. Yeah, the boat is passing by. So he told me no matter. I'm like, how did you read my mind? How did you know to tell me this? So he told me, as soon as I walked in, no mac and cheese and no brisket. So, I ended up having like the pulled pork and the pulled pork sandwich And like it seemed like they raised the prices pretty much double from the last time I had Dickie's barbecue pit. I don't eat there a whole lot, and that was my first time here in New Orleans since October that I had Dickie's, but in Pensacola I had it a few times, and they would always be rude and pert me and have bad attitudes at the one in Pensacola on North Davis Highway. But the one in Gretna, I think even like somewhere between 2017 and 2019, I think I've been there like a couple of times, but not too often, but I did not realize that they raised the doggone prices, like really crazy. And so I was trying to get something about $12 and under. And so it said that it was $11.49 plus tax for the pulled pork sandwich, and a side item and drink. Excuse me. And so, because at first I looked at the prices and then walked out, and I'm like, can't afford it. I have to go somewhere else. And so then I came back and I tried to figure out what could I get for under $12. And so the man, when he gave me my receipt, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, why is it saying $13.99 and not $11.49 plus tax? Excuse me. Because I had $25 left, and then I had $25 left, and I thought if I split like about 12 and 12, that could be like 12 for dinner today and maybe 12 for breakfast tomorrow or something. And I felt disappointed that like he said something about that the regular menu or something didn't catch up with the point of sale system or whatever. So I ended up spending like $13.99 plus tax, $15.70. But for lunch, the buffet was like $14.84. Well, $13.59 or something plus tax, $14.84. So then now that left me with $9.44 left in the bank. And I was only able to panhandle. I didn't count the coins, but let's see. Looks like somebody gave me 58 cents in coins, Excuse me. So yeah, I went to the fake Gretna library. I'm glad over there I really didn't have issues today, really, over there, at the library, Well, I didn't really notice gang stalking activity, Excuse me. So, I was nervous and scared because of the time when a couple of months ago, one of the librarians was abusive and rude to me and made me traumatized and afraid to ever go back, you know. Excuse me. And it seemed like even then he was deliberately and on purpose trying to sick the police on me like dogs. Excuse me. So, so I felt tortured and traumatized with being wet and cold all day. And my feet and socks and shoes still seem sticky and wet. And, you know, and I mean, and I ended up being forced urinated and was trying very hard to hold my bladder and couldn't. And as I said, as I was getting off the bus, the lady refused to move out of my way when I was trying to get off the bus, and she manipulated and set up for me to end up being forced to pee on myself. Excuse me, but I don't even know if that would have happened, if I would have ended up peeing on myself anyway, you know, because of the forced urination, you know. Excuse me. So, now the stalkers have been on my ass, you know, and anybody who condemns me about begging, or condemns me about hotel rooms, or condemns me about food, every single last one of them is my twin sister's flying monkey cult followers. So, excuse me. So, when my twin sister begged for money as a way to perp and mock me, did y'all question whether or not she reported that to the VA? Or do y'all question whether or not she's getting her gang stalking money or gang stalking incentives? Do you think she reports that to the DA or for taxes? Even gang stalkers be self-righteous about how we targets better pay our taxes. But they the ones who get paid in gift cards and get free stuff for torturing people, and that's not a real job. Gang stalking is not work. It's not a job. It's just getting paid to abuse and do evil. That's not work. So, I cried out for help several times today. Trying to get, like, I definitely will need the help tomorrow. I mean, since I gotta be on the streets tonight, since I have to be on the streets tonight, I definitely will need help. Excuse me, tomorrow night and Wednesday night. So 2 nights, because you know, having to check out at because of the check-in and checkout times. That's why I need, if you check out at 11 but you can't check in until 3, and I have to be at court by 12:45. Excuse me, I definitely need help with the tomorrow night and Wednesday night, and to be able to be able to store my belongings inside of the hotel room, since I can't bring anything with me I can't bring anything with me, not even my phones, to the courtroom. And excuse me, and by no later than tomorrow afternoon, I need help with the funds to you know, to try to get, like, to go to whatever Ross, fake Walmart, or the thrift store or something, and get me the proper clothes and shoes to go to court. Um, you know, but I mean, anyway, but I don't, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I don't have the convenience to get to go to, you know, I don't even really go to Keys Fuel Mart anymore, because it's such small space, and then dealing with the perps, and then, the workers a lot of the time say that they ran out of such and such, or they don't have no more such and such food, or whatever, that'd be the cheaper price. And then you know and as I said, I don't have a place where I can sit down. But, as I said, I don't even have the convenience to have the opportunity to sit down and eat. I don't have anywhere where to eat, and I don't have the convenience to go there all the time. You know excuse me. And I can't go by family in the 7th ward or anything like that. I mean, I used to be able to, go and buy a meal for under $5 and chill by Ramona's house or drunk lady Yvonne's house. I can't do that anymore. Um, so those are areas where I could, get, affordable. I mean, where you can get an affordable po' boy in the hood for like $6.99 or something like that, But a lot of times I just go wherever will be wherever I have the convenience, and depends on how much funds I have. But I definitely have, like, more options and more opportunities, and easier transportation here in New Orleans than when I was in Pensacola. In Pensacola, I was mainly concentrated downtown, but, sometimes, I try to avoid downtown, you know, and the cheapest, most affordable place in downtown Pensacola was the Cactus Cantina, where the gang stalkers set me up and wrongfully banned me, and the workers were abusive towards me, and and it seemed like there was a point in time where it felt like I was wrongfully banned from seemingly everywhere downtown. Not everywhere, but multiple places, all for standing up against the gang stalkers, standing up for myself. Excuse me. So, I mean, with the buses in Pensacola being so limited and everything, a lot of the times I would eat, like, mostly at the mall. or near the mall or downtown or on UWF campus sometimes. Excuse me, but I couldn't go out of my way really to go, or if I'm in West Pensacola, I would eat nearby if, I would eat nearby if it was, if I would, had a hotel room, and the online stalkers would somehow illegally, they would track, what hotels I was staying at and the restaurants I was eating nearby, and it's like, even if I didn't show the signs of the business on the buildings, they still somehow find out. But I didn't realize, a lot of the perps admitted to tracking me. The online perps admit to tracking me. Isn't that illegal? And I heard that that's what traffickers do. They track the target, everything you do. And I'll be fucking damned if I end up having to go back to jail on Wednesday while these gang stalkers continue their felony crimes, and they know what they're doing. But if it weren't for gang stalking setups for me to be forced into homelessness, then, I'm pretty sure there are other ways people can end up dealing with criminal charges, but in this case, I haven't really had criminal charges before, but the online criminals, stalkers, including my twin sister, they would be pushing for me to go to jail or get serious. They would rubbing their hands together, hoping that I would get seriously hurt by perps. But fake TI perps say that the perps won't put their hands on you. But I've had violence done on me, or attempts or threats of violence and actual violence done on me by perps. Perps can and will and do put their hands on the target. And so, one of my twin sisters' fake flying monkey cult followers with a fake name, Lisa Woo, WOO, bullied, harassed, and threatened me and tried to tell me that she has reported me begging. And so they lie and say that I always ask for hundreds of dollars every week. See, they got fake birds trying to make more noise than I'm talking. So I put in one of the community posts her false accusations against me, and they just automatically assume that, oh yeah, you're not reporting your donation. Like, who told you that? Or how do you know that? Me reporting my earnings from when I worked at Piccadilly, I called up because I am not physically going to the Social Security office no more. Because I'm tired of abuse. I'm tired of abuse from Social Security employees. They are sadistic and abusive and tyrants, just like cops. Narcissistic, just like cops. So I said that I will never a day in my... Come on, man. These fucking mosquitoes and stuff. So I will now I kind of lost my train of thought. So I said that I don't want to ever set foot physically in any Social Security office ever again for any reason. And I already told y'all how they did, I guess they did investigate. Well, they said that the foster mom committed fraud. Like in 2017, I was told that the foster mom, which I already knew that, they said that the foster mom committed fraud with, when she got me signed up against my wishes, on Social Security, and she over-exaggerated the prices that she pays every month for food and other necessities and stuff like that. She over-exaggerated and lied about that. But they didn't go after her and throw her in jail or prison. So, I mean, the online perps being vigilantes and meddling in my business for stuff that shouldn't even concern them. Y'all the ones being Karens and tyrants. So that you want to try to talk about, oh, I reported you. Hold on, let me get on my I'm gonna read it out loud. So when I looked up Lisa Wu, this person used a fake name, posing as the same name as Keith Sweat's ex-wife, a half black, half Chinese person named Lisa Wu, meaning her last name was W-U. But this fake perp named Lisa W-O-O, in which I know damn well that ain't your real name. Because, well, only one Asian perp was harassing me. He was like British Chinese or something. His name was Lee Wang. And I don't even know if Lee Wang backed off and left me alone. But Lee Wang was the only Asian person that would, and David Jane, does he count? I don't even know if David Jane be lying and saying he's Filipino, and he's probably Indian from India. Well, David Jane, supposedly Asian, but Lee Wang, yeah, he's an abusive, narcissistic perp. But I haven't heard from Lee Wang in a long time, But Lee Wang was like Chinese, living in the UK, and meddling in my business, stalking and following and harassing me everywhere online. And it's like, this crazy. Why the hell would somebody cyber stalk you from a different country? Like, even if you're in a different city and state and you're not related to me, you don't know me, like, why do you feel the need to involve yourself in my life? So this fake perp named Lisa, with a fake name Lisa Wu, W-O-O, but the real Lisa Wu is spelled Lisa W-U, which is Keith Sweat's ex-wife. So this fake perp named Lisa Wu, she got 5 thumbs up within less than 2 minutes. And it's like, well, the gang stalkers, they stalk my YouTube harder than I stalk my own fucking YouTube. So she made a fake comment talking about the unreported additional funding you're asking for daily has been reported to SSA. That sounds exactly what the perps do, trying to scare somebody. You know, you are asking for hundreds of dollars a week while blowing through your own SSI. What am I blowing it on? If hotel rooms cost nearly like $80 or more or less, about $80 per night. It could be more or it could be less than $80 a night. You know, so for me to ask for help out of, you know, for hotel room out of the rain, you know, and see that my twin sister had been saying stuff about me recently, and, you know, falsely accused me of scamming, and out of being malicious, you know. And so they're coming, they get their information from her. One time in 2021, I caught my twin sister lying to her cult followers, saying that I mismanaged my money. Now, she didn't like when the foster mom said stuff like that about her. Well, the foster mom used to say that about us. Spending up all your money, huh? Spending up all your money, huh? Well, if the foster mom gave us $20 a month, $20 a month slave wage, $20 per month, not week. Or like at first she started to give us $5 a week. Then it started to be $20 a month. And then the foster mom would look for excuses to keep the money or confiscate. Hold up. There's a perp again with noise campaign. So there's a perp over there blasting loud music on purpose to distract my video. And he was perping with the loud music and a bike. And they had some perps earlier. Shut up! And there's fake birds. Look, the gang stalking fake birds too. They're weaponizing the birds. So earlier when I first came over here, they had these perps blasting loud music with fucking bikes. And then another, I don't even know if that's that same perp from earlier. Excuse me. So yeah, if the fake foster mom would look for excuses to keep our allowance, you know, and we end up not getting the allowance at all. Or she would look for excuses to confiscate our allowance. And then she would lie and say we mismanaged the allowance. A very, very controlling and abusive lady. You know, if you buy a 59-cent bottle of water and it's hot in the summer, the foster mom would berate and condemn me and lecture me about wasting my money and use that for an excuse to justify confiscating the $19 and like what 41 cents away from me, and then smear campaign and lie and say that, oh, she spent her whole $20 on bottled water. Oh yeah, it's really stupid, or something like that, you know, for example. Or you know, and it's like, well, she lied. She would lie and say that I mismanaged my funds and spent the entire money on bottled water. You know, so like one time the fake abusive, narcissistic, fake social worker, Miss Karen Pierce, she called me up and falsely accused me of like I was 18 or 19 years old, and Miss Pierce called me up. And my twin sister used to hate Miss Pierce too. And Miss Pierce called me up and confronted me and lied and said that I spent the entire $500 something of the Social Security check all up in one day and ate up all the food all in one day. And I'm like, what the hell? That's even impossible. You know, and so, and that was when the foster mom was taking the $360 something away from me and leaving me with only $200. I wasn't like, the foster mom, like, is part of the gang stalking conspiracy. In the blacklisting, the foster mom, you know, put me on the gang stalking list and had me blacklisted from employment so she can be taking my Social Security check every month, and think that she thought that she was going to have control over me for the rest of my life, and she thought she was going to be my handler for the rest of my life. I broke away from her before I even woke up to any of this gang, this gang stalking or whatever. So this fake ass Lisa Wu perp won't even reveal her real name or face, because they make all these threats and pretend to be fake bold, but yet they hide their face and name, but they want to track everything I do and say. So Lisa Wu tried to say the unreported additional funding you're asking for daily has been reported to SSA. And shut up, because you a damn devil worshiper who sold your soul to the devil. And the Social Security Administration is fucking demonic. It's the damn government. You know, the foster mom had me blacklisted so that she can keep me a freaking Social Security and SSI slave. You know, she had me blacklisted and still trying to control me after I'm 18, 19, 20 years old. Okay, so, oh, you're asking for hundreds of dollars a week while blowing through your own SSI. First of all, my SSI is only $24 fucking dollars. If you don't see, they want to throw stuff in my face, but and they don't even have all their facts straight. You're the one that's being a tyrant Karen here, and should mind your own fucking business. Like, why the hell you just want to go through trouble of ruining somebody because you're a perp and abusive and narcissistic? I mean, for you to be stalking a damn stranger, you're the one that's fucking crazy. I mean, me asking for help, like, as I said, if it bothers you, click on don't recommend channel and stay away from me. But no, y'all greedy for control. You are asking for hundreds of dollars a week by blowing through your own SSI. You need someone to manage your funds. Yeah, where you get that from, my twin sister? Oh, you need a handler to control you. The reports will continue as long as you continue to beg and not report any additional funds. And then she put in all caps, get a job, you can work. Excuse me. Well, Friday, I'm not going to say where, but I talked to someone who was a security guard from this place, someplace, and she told me about a job opportunity. She said it was housekeeping. And she said it was housekeeping, but I can't do hotel housekeeping, but the regular janitorial, I can do that. But she meant janitorial more like. And so she made false promises to call me Saturday. I never heard from her. She took down my phone number and I never heard from her. So she might have been a perp that just wanted an excuse to defraud me and illegally take down my phone number so other perps can have access to it. So I noticed that the fake Stephon Adams perp said this about me. It was April 6th, and he said this about me. She has a bachelor's degree in Spanish, a language that she cannot speak. Whatever she learned in college, she's forgotten. 90% of her videos are her laying on her back doing nothing. Yeah, and if that bothers you, but you keep stalking my every video that I do, you know. And J Demon Rotten shit, she tried to talk about Candy Grand Prix is a lying scammer who deserves no help at all. Anyone who helps her is foolish. She is homeless because she wants to be homeless. Where you get that from, my twin sister? She quits every job and moves out of housing. I got documentation about me being gang stalked and mobbed out of everywhere. She talks bad about people who try to help her. No, that ain't true. Nobody needs to help her. Watch my videos on YouTube exposing her lies. Her lies. The name is Mango Sugar. No, you fucking smear campaigning. And then you lied and said you have a master's degree from Western Governors University. When you spell like a freaking third grader, how you got a master's degree? No person with a master's degree gonna get gangster and ghetto and be a childish, immature bully like that, And this fake D. Moore Russell perp try to say Candy Grand Prix is a fraud, a fake, a person with mental problems. She gets a Social Security check of $950 a month and had 3 Section 8 housings that she left on her own will. See, they intentionally and maliciously twisting the story. Nobody should help this greedy scammer. She needs to drink her medications and seek mental help. And this fake perp named Jane D said, personally, I don't care to help this person. I don't even know. But if you feel strongly about her situation, you should have her move in with you. Problem solved. So people are falsely accusing me of being a grifter and a scammer because they feel threatened on me having any help being targeted because the perps don't want the target with any help. And this fake perp named Lee Madden said, oh, she looks like she is able-bodied. Sure does not look hungry, so no, she should get her education and get a job and stop relying on welfare easy. Well, motherfucker already have a damn education. And this fake perp talking about no longer a nurse said you can pay for her to move into a hotel or help her find a room to rent or take her in yourself or buy her a ticket to some place. She has family. In my county in Florida, they have had the applications open for housing programs exactly 9 days in the last 5 years. The average wait for a unit or voucher is 12 years, and half of those who get vouchers cannot find a place in the 90 days allowed or the additional 90 days extension. I do not know who this person is, but if you truly want to help them get out of Florida and hopefully with family members who are obligated to take care of her. And then she said, oh, follow-up, after posting the above, I actually did a bit of investigating both on YouTube and that woman is seriously mentally disturbed. It is sad that mental institutions were all closed, save one in Florida, because that is where she needs to be housed. In her county in Florida, she is looking at another 4 to 6 years of waiting for a voucher. But even that won't help, because even if she finds a place, her behavior, exposing gang stalking as bad behavior, her behavior will have her evicted in under 6 months, and then she won't be able to apply for subsidized housing for 10 years after that. So sad. What a waste of life. But y'all all sold y'all souls to the devil and talk like you think y'all better. And so Star Bricker tried to say, oh, well said, I have followed, you stalked this woman for so many years. And she has given many excuses for her homelessness. None of them blame on her own contribution to the process. How many jobs have you sabotaged of mine? You made false calls to my job and had me wrongfully fired and damn near had the freaking SWAT team, well, not the SWAT team, but you had the freaking sheriffs, the freaking Escambia County sheriffs come and bully me off the job. and have me wrongfully banned from Sky Zone for the rest of my life because you called up and smear campaign and lied. Oh, the same is true with her attempt at employment. She is dissing you on her YouTube page, by the way. You might want to check into that. Like, why the hell are you being so messy? And then this fake no longer a nurse said, watch part of her latest. I could care less how she bashes. By the way, I'm not one of the people who made channels. I just replied on one. I have no YouTube channel. I just watch. So, and my twin sister is telling people Candy needs to be admitted. That I need to be admitted to the mental hospital. Now it's Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. And it's now 12:11 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, see how they lie? They know what they're doing. They lie on purpose. Lie, manipulate, over-exaggerate. I'm wrongfully banned from all the shelters because of, the gang stalking in New Orleans and Pensacola, Florida, and when I was in Cincinnati, Ohio, the organizations refused to help the target. Like, they refused to help me. They refused to help me, and other targeted individuals say that organizations refused them help too. So, excuse me. So, and I forgot to mention that when I was at the Dickie's place earlier, they had a perp that was, had his phone aimed at me, filming and recording me while I was eating. And then when I try to whip out my phone, he hurried up and walked off. But if I would have confronted him, I would have get wrongfully banned. But if I would have been filming and recording him and he make a big scene, no matter who records who, I'll be the one that's wrongfully banned, from every location, like, for the rest of my doggone life. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, ever since that thing started in 2020, that I can't mention on here, things have changed. Like, when I became homeless in 2018, it was easier. I had already had food stamps. Once I became homeless, like, when I had my place, I had already had food stamps. So then it was easier for me to be homeless and have my SSI and Social Security check and have my food stamps. But I was in a predicament like I am now to have, like, no shelter overhead, no place where I can sleep or lay down. And I would ride the buses all night and the streetcar all night, but then be abused and harassed if I dozed off and fell asleep. And the bus drivers would sometimes treat me like with police brutality style abuse if I dozed off and fell asleep on the bus, and going like 30 days without the opportunity to lay down and fall asleep. So and then I tried to stay at that Marquette hostel. They gang stalked me out of there. And I can't go back. And they were stealing my food, and you know, excuse me, they were perping me really bad. And the place was not a safe place to be. So I'm not wanted back over there. And that place was like $100 a week or $400 a month. And the place was just about always full. And I think even when the motels would be $250 a month, all I was able to afford would be like 1 week. And so like some of the outdoor soup kitchens and stuff, I don't really see them anymore. Like the fake Salvation Army used to come, I think it was every Monday or something. And then they had this organization that would come every Tuesday and feed outside. I don't even see the homeless feedings anymore. And I'm wrongfully banned forever from New Orleans Mission. Can't go back there no more to have food or a place to live. I can't go back to the Salvation Army. They gang stalk me out of there, and they're bed bug infested, and they don't want to do anything about the bed bugs. And the shelters are always full. And so I mean, once I went to Pensacola, you know, that before that thing started in 2020, they used to have like certain feeding places, but they cut those out. And then they gang stalked me out of Loaves and Fishes, and I couldn't go there no more. And certain other places I couldn't go to. They had this church they gang stalked me out of there. I can't go to. They wrongfully banned me from the winter shelter. I mean, due to the targeting and gang stalking setups. So, they gang stalked me out of whatever shelters, and they gang stalked me out of whatever shelters and soup kitchens. And like in Pensacola, I was only getting like $15 in food stamps. And so then, you know, so I mean, with that, I mean, it seemed like I didn't know what other choice to have than to, you know, eat out at restaurants just about every meal, you know. But if I was staying in a motel or something for a week or 2 weeks, you know, I can go to the grocery store and buy a few days worth of food that, you know, microwavable or stuff you could put in the refrigerator, but I wouldn't have like a cooking facility or a way to cook, you know. So yeah, like in 2018 and 19 with being homeless, you know, I had the food stamps, like nearly $200 in food stamps, and I would, you know, I would be able to like buy a salad from Rouse's, you know, and maybe like towards the end of the month I would be able to, I mean, I would have to panhandle and ask for money for food and stuff, but I wasn't even really doing like the hotel thing or asking for like online donations. That didn't start until like May or June of 2020 was when I started to, and I thought that it was going to be just a temporary thing. But then the perks keeping me in this perpetual cycle of being consistently forced to have to beg and panhandle both online and in person. But I mean, the way you hear about other homeless panhandling, that excuse me, they get like probably 3 days worth of work wages within 2 hours of panhandling for money for actual drugs, and then they brag and boast about it. But some homeless people that be, trying to get money for food and stuff, and they're honest and legit and really would work for food, those are the ones, if they panhandle for 8 hours and lucky that they get $10. So like panhandling in person, I could never I can never ask enough where I would end up with enough for a hotel night by asking on the streets. It seemed like I can barely get $5 or $10. Excuse me. But people were a tiny bit more generous in Pensacola than here in New Orleans. And New Orleans is a bigger city. But it's like how y'all gonna call me mentally ill and a scammer at the same time, or call me slow and remedial but call me a scammer? But then y'all said, oh, she can work, she could go get a job, but once I get a job, oh yeah, I'm gonna find out where you work at and cause you to lose your job. I'm gonna call your employer and show them your videos. And they follow through with their threats. And so the same people harassing me about, oh, you should go get a job, y'all be the same ones who called up the fucking airport and lied to them. And they probably showed the Minister Pensacola video. And that's why that man, and they lied to that man, and he wrongfully banned me from the airport forever. And then told me that I could not even work. I'm like, well, I was supposed to start working the next day to get out my freaking situation. If I could have started to get to work, then less panhandling I had to do. If I would have started getting paychecks. But, oh, y'all sabotaged that. You wouldn't even let me freaking work. I know, don't let no freaking internet strangers who don't even know me with an account that's 2 minutes old, you will sit there and believe them over me, who has had this account for 8 years. I had this YouTube channel, this one, for 8 years. But you would rather believe somebody with a fake 2-minute-old account. And y'all think y'all got the fake authority to shut me up and violate my rights on my own YouTube channel. I see the same perps that's trying to shut me up, they praise my twin sister for lying. And there was something else that my twin sister lied on me about, but I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. But I even thought that me asking for help was just like gonna happen only for a couple of months over the summer of 2020. But I did not realize that the gang stalking network would keep me in this predicament where I have to keep on, being forced to have to do this for the rest of my life. I mean, if the online and in-person gang stalkers would not have sabotaged my housing in Pensacola, y'all did this. If they wouldn't have sabotaged my housing in Pensacola, the first month or first maybe couple of months of me asking for help because of me coming from scratch and coming from nothing and trying to get back on my feet. But after a few months, I wouldn't have to ask for much of anything. And no matter what the necessity is, they devour the vigilante attacks. They devour and attack me for asking for help. I bet you my twin sister got freaking $400 that she could help me out with. But, you know, I don't ask my family for much or nothing, really. Nearly all the time, I don't ask my family for much or nothing. But when I was doing well, or, you know, yeah, they were parasitically draining every penny out of me like vultures, and they didn't need the damn money. Just using and taking advantage. And blackmailing and manipulating. But, you know, it seems like the online perps, my twin sisters cult followers, they stalk my videos to see what ways they can come up with to try to get me in some kind of trouble. But y'all the criminals that's stalking and bullying somebody. Bullying, harassing, and threatening and stalking somebody. You know, somebody who doesn't even know you, somebody who's not even doing you anything. But you don't have the authority or the right to silence me on my own channel. But y'all think y'all got the fake authority to steal, fraudulently and illegally steal my rights away from me. I mean, if y'all been stalking somebody for years and making like you sick and tired, you're not forced to watch me. But y'all being paid to pretend that you hate somebody because y'all sit there and freaking infatuated and obsessed. And fantasize about me being your slave. Wow. Oh, no wonder that was a freaking, damn. A freaking, mosquito trying to crawl on my phone. But yeah, you're a married woman